Welcome back, guys. So I made my video about Micro Four Thirds, specifically Lumix Micro Four Thirds, and got some pretty unhappy comments. I'm not surprised by that. Micro Four Thirds shooters are very passionate about Micro Four Thirds. I know because I am a Micro Four Thirds shooter, and I am a big fan of Micro Four Thirds, like all the people who were very defensive about my video. But I accept all the feedback and all the blowback. But there was one comment in specific about how two cameras indicate that Micro Four Thirds is alive and kicking. Those cameras are the L10, the Lumix L10, and the GoPro Mission 1 ILS. People are excited for these two cameras, and I am too. I think they're really cool cameras. I made a video about the L10, defending the L10, and saying that it's a camera that very much interests me. But there's two issues with those cameras. People are saying they're Micro Four Thirds saviors. I'm sorry, they are not. The L10 is not a Micro Four Thirds camera. I've been seeing a lot of people say that the L10 is a Micro Four Thirds camera. It is not. It is a fixed zoom lens camera with a 4/3 sensor. People don't realize that Micro Four Thirds is actually a interchangeable lens system. So in order to be a Micro Four Thirds camera, you have to take Micro Four Thirds lenses. And the L10 is not an interchangeable lens camera. So it is not a Micro Four Thirds camera. It has a 4/3 sensor, but that doesn't mean you're a Micro Four Thirds camera. So the Blackmagic Pocket Cinema camera, let me give you an example. This camera, the Blackmagic Pocket Cinema camera, is a Micro Four Thirds camera, even though it does not have a 4/3 sensor. It's a Micro Four Thirds camera because it takes Micro Four Thirds lenses. Simply put, the L10 is not a Micro Four Thirds camera, guys. So everyone commenting that, oh, the L10 means Micro Four Thirds is alive and kicking. No. You wouldn't say a Sony RX1R is an E-mount camera. You wouldn't say a Fuji X106 is an X-mount camera. So I don't see why you'd say an L10 is a Micro Four Thirds camera, because the L10 can't take all your Micro Four Thirds lenses. It can't take all my Micro Four Thirds lenses. It doesn't really do anything if you're an existing Micro Four Thirds shooter. You can't attach your favorite Micro Four Thirds lenses to it, so it doesn't do anything for the Micro Four Thirds ecosystem. Well, let me say it again. It does, because now they've got this body that hopefully they can use for a GX10. I said that in a previous video that the L10 is most exciting to me because they made a body that hopefully can transfer over to a true Micro Four Thirds savior. We'll see if it comes. Hopefully it'll come sooner than later, but at the moment, the L10, sorry guys, that's not a Micro Four Thirds savior, because it's not a Micro Four Thirds camera. It's a fixed zoom lens camera with a 4/3 sensor. Simply having a 4/3 sensor does not make you a Micro Four Thirds camera. All right, so onto the GoPro Mission 1 ILS. So this camera, I think it's a neat camera, but it just doesn't do anything for the Micro Four Thirds ecosystem in the long haul. Reason being is that there's no electronic context. You can't use your existing autofocus Micro Four Thirds lenses with it. They are complete bricks. Your Lumix, your Olympus, your Sigma autofocus Micro Four Thirds lenses, they will be basically bricks on the GoPro Mission 1 ILS. And when I say bricks, I mean bricks, because you may not know this, but most of these autofocus lenses need electronic communication with your camera to focus, both autofocus and manual focus, and control your aperture. You can't focus in any way with a Lumix or Olympus autofocus lens unless the lens can talk to the camera. You can't control aperture. Even for these autofocus lenses that have aperture dials and aperture clicks, they can't really work unless they're speaking to the camera. For instance, this 15mm lens, it's a DJI, but it's basically the same thing as the 15mm Leica lens. It has this aperture ring, and you might think that you have manual aperture control, but I've heard reports that this lens cannot you can't use the aperture dial on Olympus bodies because it doesn't communicate properly with Olympus cameras. It works fine for Lumix cameras, but on Olympus cameras, this aperture dial does nothing. So the GoPro Mission 1 ILS, it is a Micro Four Thirds camera. It is, but it'll only work with manual lenses. So you gotta either have a bunch of manual Micro Four Thirds lenses, or you gotta be adapting a bunch of vintage lenses to it, which I think it has its uses, but it's a very, very niche camera. It's not gonna be for everyday use at all. You're mainly gonna be using it, in my opinion, for like these niche slow-mo scenes, but it is by no means a Micro Four Thirds savior. It's not even a Micro Four Thirds lifeline. If you can't use any of your existing Lumix or Olympus lenses with it, then I don't see why any Micro Four Thirds users would be excited for that. It's not doing anything for Micro Four Thirds. So that's just my opinions. The L10, the GoPro, they're cool cameras, but they're not doing anything to keep Micro Four Thirds alive. But the Lumix L10, that body is a very good sign for Micro Four Thirds. I said in my video, just make the GX10, put a G9 Mark II sensor into a L10 body, and bam, we're good. That will be the Micro Four Thirds savior that I'm looking for. But at the moment, what's out there right now with the L10 and the GoPro, those don't do anything for Micro Four Thirds right now, guys. So the comment and all the comments I read about how Micro Four Thirds is alive and kicking because of these two cameras, they don't do anything. At least not at the moment. It could be a precursor to something big, but right now, sorry, they're not doing anything for Micro Four Thirds. Undoubtedly, some people might be offended by this, but hey, these are just my opinions, and I see how passionate people are about Micro Four Thirds. And when people push back against me, I hope you're all right. And I hope I'm wrong. I want that cake in my face. But until we get a GX10 camera, I just am skeptical about whether Lumix will really reinvest into Micro Four Thirds. I want to be wrong. So when you push back against me and say that I'm wrong, I hope you're right in saying I'm wrong. But I need that camera, guys. I need that GX10. So that's all I have to say. The L10 and the GoPro, cool cameras, but they're not doing anything for Micro Four Thirds. So peace out. Sorry, my thoughts are pretty all over the place. I'm trying this thing where I'm not scripting anything and I'm just speaking from my mind. So yeah, that's that. Subscribe, I guess, or like or dislike. It's all good. I have no idea what I'm doing anyway. I have no idea if I'm doing this right or wrong. Catch you later.